I hope we're recording. Hello, one and all, and welcome to another installment of This is Lynn, trying to challenge yourself creatively, but also life is hard. So, welcome. No, but seriously, if this is your first time tuning in, hello, hi, my name is Lynn, and this is my podcast, Doing Things Differently, which is a creativity podcast about curious and driven young people paving their own paths and pursuing the unconventional. Um, on here, we talk about anything and everything surrounding creative careers, artistic careers. I talk to my friends who are photographers, artists of all mediums and sorts, and it's been really great so far. Um, it's funny because one thing I've noticed, sorry, there's like a little thing on the mic, but one thing I've noticed with the podcast so far, with like what we've been talking about so far and the lineup of conversations, we talk a lot about money. We talk a lot about the business of creativity, and um I didn't allow myself to like overthink the podcast too much and like it needs to be about this and that, but we've been seeing a good pattern of the financial side of pursuing a creative career, the financial side of wanting to be a photographer, an artist, a poet, a writer, entrepreneurship. um so that's really, really cool. The only thing is that I have to sit down and record these episodes. But yeah, life has been a little crazy lately with work, and been doing a lot of shoots weekly, which she's thankful that y'all are booking me. I love it. I appreciate it. Church stuff. It's just been a lot of a little bit of everything. But yeah, we are here. Okay. And thank you for supporting me, whether I post weekly, whether I post once a month, once a year. Thank you for your love. um, what else in terms of church announcements? Yeah, feeling really good today. It's a Saturday. I have a photo shoot in T minus 15 minutes. And so we're going to keep this super duper short and sweet. As you can tell, today is a solo episode. And these episodes are not necessarily like filler episodes, as in like I'm not interviewing someone, so let me try to find something, but it really is a legit episode. Keeping it short and sweet, but it's an episode where I talk about what I'm interested in, what I'm listening to, what I'm reading, what's inspiring me, what's motivating me. Um, and I hope you find value in it as well. Let's get into it. Sorry, I am looking up. I'm looking up a "we are not really strangers" question, because clearly it is the cornerstone of doing things differently. You guys have loved it, and my guests have loved it so far. So let's keep it going. I don't know what questions to ask myself. These are so good. Um, oh. And the reason why I love these is because it's not just like, "Hey girl, how you doing? Welcome to the podcast," or like maybe even if it's a solo episode, but it's really an opportunity to dig deeper, deeper than surface level questions, but to just take a moment to be like, what's going on? I love these. And you can be as vague or um, as deep as possible, but uh, yeah, like it's just, it's a good conversation starter. It's a great warm up. Ooh, okay. My heart just started beating. What? Like, I don't know why. My heart just started beating for no reason. I don't like this. Whose idea was this? Okay, I found my question. I'm trying to look for another one because I don't want to answer that one. Okay. The question is, what lesson took you the longest to unlearn? Okay. Okay. What lesson took me the longest to unlearn? Um, I need to think about it. Oh, okay. I got it. I think the lesson that took me the longest to unlearn, and it's not, it didn't necessarily take me super long to unlearn because I'm just starting. Like I'm just starting to get out of that mentality. And I feel like it's gonna take me a long time to unlearn it. But this idea that I have to have everything figured out right now. I'm 22, turning 23. I'm a baby. I'm a baby, you guys. I like it's so funny because when I was younger, I used to be like, I can't wait to be 18 and be independent. I can't wait to be 21, 25. And now that I'm like turning 23 in 2 months, I'm like, I'm a baby. No, but really, this idea of that you have to have it all figured out by 22, especially pandemic times and unrealistic goals. It's like if you're not a millionaire after 2020, if you're not a millionaire by 22 or 21 tops, you're failing at life. And it's like, it's unrealistic. And for so long, I was like, yeah, why am I not successful? Huh? Why don't I have a six-figure business? Um, even if I just started my business 2 months ago. And it's just unrealistic. It's unhealthy. Um, and I've just allowed, like anxiety and like projections of other people to I've internalized them. And I'm like, yeah, why don't I have like an estate right now? Like I'm supposed to be on top of the world. Even if I have like no trust fund, no small loan of $1 million from daddy. But honestly, it's just this idea that we have to have it all figured out at a very young age. And when you think about college, I mean that's a whole different conversation, but even in college, um at the age of 18, you have to figure out what do you want to do with the rest of your life. And it's just unrealistic. I have other people that I went to school with. They were like, girl, I'm a senior and I'm graduating in 2 weeks. Is it too late for me to change my major? Because I don't think this is what I want to do. Or people who graduated and they're like, I don't know how to use my degree. Like, what am I actually here? What am I doing? So you won't have it figured out. Not at 22, not at 44, not especially not at 16. Like, it's just like go about the journey and just figure it out as you go. Um, yeah. As I said, this is something that I started really started unlearning about 2 weeks ago. At my job, we started doing we're not really strangers questions. And like this thing is just like infiltrating every part of my life. But we do these at these weekly statuses that we have at my work. And a few weeks ago, the question was like, what advice would you give to your 18-year-old self? And everyone on the team was like, just take it easy, don't take yourself too seriously, like learn to say yes more, learn to say no more, have fun, don't put too much pressure on yourself. And I was literally like, thank you, like I needed that. And I was like, yeah, I'm 22, I just graduated from college, and I just feel like I should just have the rest of my life planned out right now. They're like, yeah, girl, take your time, don't worry, don't put too much pressure on yourself. um so yeah, this is my journey that I'm going on. And no matter what it is for you, right? Especially even if you're much older, if you just started, a new passion, a new hobby, a new side hustle, just don't put too much pressure on yourself to be like, I need six figures by 1 to 2 to 3 years. Take your time and learn and have fun and connect with people and collaborate and be curious and be adventurous. So that's what I want to do. Like I want to embrace the joys of being an amateur. And I've been doing this for 6 months. No, I lied. 7 months. Imagine end of 2021. Imagine end of 2025, 5 years from now, 10 years from now. Imagine where I'm gonna be. Like what I did in 6 months, imagine like that on steroids by the time we're like 10 to 15 to 20 years from now. Like I'm not allowing people's projections to like, I'm just swerving that because I don't have time for that. Okay. Like, sorry, I had to pause real quick to find my glasses. I'd be acting like I'm trying to be cute, but I'm blind. So let's let's just put the goggles back on. But yeah, that's what is that's sorry. I know how to speak English. That's the lesson that is taking me the longest to unlearn. Please, um, if you feel comfortable to share, what are some things that you're working through, whether it be career, whether it be finances, relationships. Please share your own responses. I would love to hear from you guys. I'd be not prepared at all. Okay. So now onto the real topic that we are here to discuss today. It's so crazy because I saw this and I was like, oh, I would love to do a solo episode about that one day. Not even like this week, just like, oh, that would be cool to talk about. And then yesterday, I attended a Girls Inc. of Worcester event. One of our awesome teens at my church was like the host, the panelist. She was a panelist on there, and also one of my professors from my college. So I was like, I would love to support. So I got on the call, and what I saw on this post was legit what these little girls were discussing. And I was like, God, that's you. Like, I love when I get these confirmations, and God is like, okay, girl, do something, talk about it. Why not? So yeah, there is an artist and writer on Instagram. His name is Jesse Sussman. I just started following him, and he is so dope. Um, I will leave his information down below for you guys, but his mission statement is I help creatives overcome the inner critic. And it's just, he be dropping the words of wisdom that really just like keeps you going. And it's like a nice boost. He talks to creatives, to artists, photographers, this when you're talking like when you're overthinking your work process, when you're overthinking purpose and everything, it's just, it's a nice comforting word. um so he posted something exactly 2 days ago, and I wanted to talk about it today on today's episode. Again, we're keeping this short and sweet, but let's dive into it. So his post, and I was like, his post, what's it called? Is it like a quote, a graphic, a nugget of wisdom? It says, our culture is drunk on information and starved for stillness. I'm gonna read it again. Our culture is drunk on information and starved for stillness. I saw it and I was like, ooh, that's good. That's good. So, yeah, in today's episode, I'm going to be talking about that, my thoughts on the post. And also I will share with you guys what I'm doing right now to prioritize stillness, to prioritize rest. Um, you're going to hear on this podcast a lot that that is something that is most important to me, because I just know that there's no way that you can pour into your relationships and pour into your career, your creativity, your interests, your passions, if you don't prioritize rest, your ministry, like every single aspect of your life. And that really matters to me. And when I am restful, after I've done like introspective work, after I've reflected and re-strategized and replanned, I can just approach my creativity with such freshness and fresh ideas and direction and inspiration. And it's so much better for all of us, you know? But yeah, the first part of that statement, our culture is drunk on information. I feel like especially after the year that we just had, with all of us literally being at home. We are at home. We can't leave our homes, and 24/7 we are online. We are keeping up with everything that is happening. That's how we're staying connected. That's how we're staying connected with our families. That's how we're keeping up with the news. Like, it's just the buzz, right? And then we had to deal with around this time, specifically last year, with civil unrest and this global cry. And we just like, we have to stay connected. Like, you want to talk about FOMO? Like, we all have FOMO, and it felt like you almost felt ashamed if you weren't active on what was happening. And people were like, if you're not, this thing of like, if you're not aware of what's happening in X right now, you are ignorant, da 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 da. And so people were, I mean, I can't talk for nobody else, but I would say for myself, like, I really felt like I have to stay in touch. Like, physically, I can't be there to like to do anything, but like socially and online, like I had to do something. I had to show other people that I'm doing something. See, I'm doing something to show that I'm connected, and I am aware of what's happening. And it's great to a certain degree, but when it's like every single day for a year, 24/7, on Twitter, on Instagram, on YouTube, everywhere you go, it is a civil unrest. It is aliens, it is UFOs, it is like it is just a little bit of everything. It was just exhausting. We are drunk on information. And this is um what is happening in terms of natural catastrophes in the world. You know, we're talking about pandemic, we're talking what else? We're talking earthquakes, wildfires, stuff. And then there's political stuff. I mean, I mean. And then there's pop culture. So trying to like be alert, and so you're over here, you're commenting on this, but also this person is doing this and this and that, and so we were constantly connected 24/7 online. um and we're drunk on information. After a year, we are absolutely drunk on information, everything that is happening, and the need to always be connected. You always have to know what's happening everywhere. And then there's this general thing of like what we are all aware of, so politics and natural disasters and pop culture. And then there's like stuff that we're dealing with within our own communities, right, within our own social circles and this and that. It's exhausting. It is so exhausting. And we are starved for stillness. We have gone so long without this like sense of peace. I'm reading That Sounds Fun by Annie F. Downs, and she talks about how we have lost Eden. We have lost this concept of fun, of stillness, of rest, of reflection, of togetherness, of community. And we're together online, but like you can feel the divisiveness, you can feel the separate points of views that people have, different opinions. I mean, Twitter, literally, what are you thinking right now? You know, and you have the right to stand in your beliefs. This is America, land of the free, hope of the brave, and you have the right to think what you want. You can stand in your ignorance, and I mean, everybody has the right to their own beliefs, but it's just a lot of noise, a lot of noise. Um, and we need to be still. We need to learn to be still again, to learn to step away from the connectivity, to look inwards after a year of, you know, listening to different people's opinions on different topics. Um, we have to step away and be like, what do I think about it? Right? Reflect on your own values, like do like a morals check in to be like, how does this really affect me? And what do I really think about it? It's just, yeah. What do you guys think about that? I just know I'm exhausted. That's what I know. Um, I quit Twitter, I think a year ago today, probably around this time. No, definitely later, because it was just so loud. We're all going down different rabbit holes, and people were going live at different protests around the world. So it's like you have to stay connected to what everybody else is doing. And so it's just like little things that I've done to preserve my sanity. You know, it's hard to be connected, to be aware of what's happening, but also to protect your mental health. It's like it's hard, but yeah, we're just tired. We all need to take a break. You're that meme, like America needs to stay single for a while. Like we all just need to all agree to get off social media together. So yeah, we are entering a season of where a lot of people are reflecting their relationship with social media, and I love that even like the younger generations are having these kind of conversations. As I mentioned, I was on the Girls Inc. luncheon celebration thing yesterday. Sorry, I don't remember the name, but to see these high schoolers talking about how they are reflecting on their relationship with social media, we just know that like maybe the same point for everyone, but there are people who that really matters for them, right? That introspection to be like, okay, girl, okay, y'all. I just cut off my train of thought because I'm thinking about my my social media hours thing that your phone counts. It was ridiculous at some point. Like I was literally spending 24 hours a day online. It was really bad. But yeah, we're entering a season where we're really talking vulnerably about, okay, we need to set some healthy boundaries around social media, around interconnectivity. And I love this new era. I mean, I can't tell you what to do with your life. I'm just putting that information out there. You do with it what you want. But I wanted to share with you guys some things that I have been doing to make sure that I'm I'm practicing stillness, and I'm giving myself the space to rest, to reflect, to look inwards, to check in on my morals and what matters to me, and just to make sure I'm protecting my mental health. We're staying connected, but also, girl, we have to, you know what I'm saying? And so I want to share with you guys some of the things I've been doing. Um, it's really, really hard. It's really, really hard. But first thing I've been doing, actually, it just came to mind, setting boundaries by knowing what triggers me. So when I am clearly aware of what triggers me, I just know not to go down certain rabbit holes. I just know I need to deactivate certain accounts. Okay. For me personally, if you know me, if you're close to me, y'all know that anything about immigration, anything about politics legit triggers me. And I know we're all triggered. After the past 4 years, we've all been violated mentally. But for me specifically, like anything about immigration triggers my health, my brain, my breathing. And so I know not to engage in some of these conversations, not to go down, the threads. So like what triggers you, and like how can you avoid it? Um, and so yeah, this is something I've been doing. And there are some people who are loud about it. And another thing is, it's tough, but like unfollow people who are not connected to your morals and values. Another thing with me, like doing these morals check-ins, like what do I think about this? Where do I stand on this? And I have to account for my spirituality. Like how do I really feel about this holistically? And these people that I'm following, that I'm keeping up with on social media, how are they, I don't know, like, are they aligned with what I believe in? And do we need to do we need to re-strategize about this this connection? Like, listen, I am very quick to cut people off. Like, I'm not, I mean, we're all entitled to our beliefs, but like if whatever it is, and you're entitled to your belief, that's what it is. I just said it and I said it again. But if it's ignorant and if it's harmful to me in any way, what are we doing here, baby? We have to rethink this relationship. Come on. So I have to protect myself first and foremost at the end of the day. Yeah, that's just what it is. Another thing, so yeah, knowing my triggers, deactivating certain accounts that I know are just not really feeding me, logging off. It's really, really hard. Not for me, not anymore. I have a really healthy relationship now. I'd say that honestly, I am not on social media. I am not. You will see me post on my stories once a week, barely posting on my feed anymore. I go according to what I feel like I can post. Um, and that's listen, it's been great. I put my phone down and I'm living life in the real person way, if that makes sense. But limit your social media use, knowing when, get online when nobody else is online. Like, if I don't know if that's useful, but for me, like when you know that, like, just like when is best for you to be connected um to try to keep up with everything, and what platform. Social media is useless, especially like last year during times of civil unrest and the protests and everything. Instagram was the most useless. Twitter, so if you really want to keep up with the news, if that is something that matters to you, like, find a platform that it's like that really is giving out the facts, instead of just going down different rabbit holes or signing on to different people's lives. Like, it was just loud and crazy. Like, wow. Um, Another way that I've been pursuing stillness is, trying to take breaks in between work. Um, Other than, so I've been talking a lot about social media, but in general, I work online, I work remote at home. And after that, like, I work 10 to 3 and then 3 to like midnight. I'm editing pictures and it's really bad. Just like staying in front of the screen all day. And so just like trying to go for walks, spending time in nature, go for a short drive and do something just to get myself off from in front of the screen. Um, and I get distracted too. So obviously I'm like, oh, switch to this tab. I heard this is happening. So what's happening? So just limiting myself and holding myself accountable. Okay, you have instead of editing from 3 to midnight, how about we edit from 3 to 8 and then we take a break? Because maybe at that point I hadn't even eaten lunch yet. We take a break, we eat, and then we go home, shower, da, 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 and then we pick up editing later on, or just like forming healthier habits around connectivity, around social media. It's just it hasn't been easy, but I'm trying to do it. Um, Another way that I've been pursuing stillness is just by I said it, I kind of mentioned it already, but doing things off my phone and just I want to keep going off of that. Um Isolating myself, and I know it's so cliche because I'm saying this after like a year in lockdown, but really like girl, I need to spend time by myself. Like I'm a very social person, but spending time by myself is important for me. Prayer, devotion, breathing, reading, writing by myself. I need that. As much as I love hanging out with my family, my siblings, my mom, and my friends, and going out and doing things, learn to spend time with yourself. And I think that that was like one of the biggest things that people were struggling with in 2020. It's like, what do you mean I have to be at home 24/7 by myself and live with myself, and I have to figure out who I am? But I love it. Is I'm learning about myself and what I care about, what matters to me, in the introspective work that I'm doing in terms of prayer and devotion and seeking divine guidance. It's helped me. It's helped me in so many different areas of my life. Spirituality is very important to me. And so making sure I'm spending time with God. Hey God, how y'all doing? How y'all doing? And making sure that what I'm doing, what I'm pursuing, what I'm creating is connected to God's will for my life. Stillness and solitude. Solitude is very important to me. And I know a lot of people like struggled in COVID, and I'm not trying to be ignorant in any way. Introverts were like, yes, this is my time to shine. But maybe people who are very extroverted, very social, like myself, were like, oh my gosh, by myself. But I am very introspective. I love to look inward. And so I am relearning to make that time, especially as the world is starting to open back up. We're all getting vaxxed and people are going out. Hawker summer is in full mode. We need to make time for ourselves. We can't forget about that part. Because that really, really matters to me. Um, yeah. What else am I doing? Trying to read my notes. Yeah, that is how I'm practicing stillness. Can't think of anything else. Can't think of anything else. Redefining self-care for myself. That's a good one. I just came up with that. Redefining self-care for me. Um, I feel like, okay, so before COVID, self-care was like luxury trip. It was like spa day. It was like mani pedi. It was luxury shopping and all of that. But even in COVID, self-care has like the definition of self-care hasn't changed much. It's like online shopping and treating yourself and this and that. But for me, self-care has always been super duper simplified. I keep it simple and I only do things that I feel like are super duper fulfilling to me, when it comes to staying offline and, you know, practicing that solitude, that stillness, you know. So I have these things, these days called favorite things days. um when I say self-care day, I feel like I have to do something that feels like self-care. Like I feel like I have to get my nails done or I have to get my hair done or something. But when I call it a favorite things day, it is less pressure and it's just a day that I do the things that I love to do. Okay, if I do one thing, great. If I do 15 things, wonderful. And so these things include grabbing coffee with a friend, grabbing a Maui bowl with Nicole, um, going for a walk with my siblings, going for a super long walk with my mom. The other day I went. for a very long walk with my mom. We walked almost 10,000 steps and we were just talking and catching up. Like it had been a while since we had a girl talk. Um, what else? Going places by myself, going to the park and just sitting down and people watching. I am an old lady. Okay. This is what's starting to matter to me. Reading outside. I am falling in love again. I have crazy spring allergies, but I just love spending time in nature. So sitting at a park in Worcester somewhere with a good book, with a notebook, taking notes, writing, reflecting on life, slowing down in my own way. That's my form of self-care. It's not anything else. Like it's great when I get my nails done. I don't even care about that really. Mostly care about getting my hair done, but it's not, I don't know, it's not like something that's like, ooh, but if it is for you, yes. You know what I mean? I think my hair is like I make a whole day out of wash day. Like it's just it's just a thing. Um, but yeah, but really, my way of seeking stillness has just been taking it easy, breathing. And that's why I love that I call it a favorite things day and not like a self care day because there's not as much pressure to it. You're only doing what you like to do. Okay. If you only get to do one thing, great. If you get to do multiple things, that's also great. Your favorite things, they could be cleaning. It could be a spring cleaning. It could be getting clear in your life and your calendar. It could be, making a bouquet of flowers. It could be cleaning your computer, a digital declutter. It could be going for a walk, meeting friends, going shopping, going through the thrift store, going to the antique store, buying furniture. I'm still living on Facebook Marketplace. What else? It could be, I mean, whatever you make of it. Um, so yeah, these are my thoughts on this post by Jesse Sussman. Our culture is drunk on information and starved for stillness. Um, Information will always be. Information will keep flowing as long as social media is growing and new platforms are arising. We're always going to be super duper connected. Like it's going to always be a major part of our lives. But at the end of the day, it's about how you set your own boundaries around it and make sure that you are cultivating a healthy relationship with social media. Oh, that was cute. That was really cute. I think we've been going for about 30-ish minutes. I'm gonna stop here. I hope you found something useful in this video. I hope you like put this video while you're like cleaning and you're just listening to me talk. And you're like, hey girl, we just checking in. But please let me know what you think. And also, what is something you're doing? What is something you're doing um to practice stillness, to reflect, to prioritize me time, whether it's by yourself, whether it's with your family, whether it's with the kids, like how are you doing things differently? Look at that. It all ties together nicely. Yeah, thank you so much for tuning into today's episode. We definitely went over and I'm super late for my photo shoot and she's calling me right now. But thank you so much for tuning in today's episode. Um, yeah, I am excited for future conversations, future reflections, and I hope you found this one, I don't know, just good in a way. We're not here to educate. We're not here to tell you how to live your life, but I'm just sharing what I'm doing, what's working for me. And I hope you find value in it in one way or another. Again, thank you so much for tuning in. Catch you guys at some point in the future. Bye bye. Bye bye. All righty.